Iconoblast. We put the past on blast. Hit them with the truth, with things you never knew. Nobody is safe, no thing to place. Got Joel and Coop with history in your face. Iconoblast.
My platonic soulmate, Joel. You guys are heterosexual soulmate.
Heterosexual sex partners.
Right, right.
We're no longer together.
Oh, you aren't?
Yeah, he's with someone else now.
Yeah, well,
I'm
you
trying
want
to,
him
I'm
to...
trying to convince my family.
He was okay
that,
with me being with other people, but I wasn't okay with him.
Sure,
So
that
it's been
sounds
a
right.
conflict.
That sounds right.
Yeah, lots,
Yeah.
well, there's
Pretty
a
standard.
lot of relationship conflicts around this time of year. Because
And you guys are feeling it because you
Yeah.
both thought that you were going to do something for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then now you're both
well, no,
like,
I had big plans and somebody fucked that up because, this isn't a polyamorous relationship.
oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I don't understand polyamory at all.
Nope.
I actually have...
I don't understand what that means.
Perfect.
I don't even know what that word means.
Perfect. He's like, we explained it to him and he's like, oh, I'm in one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know what it was called.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's just a relationship, right?
I just found out recently from, I don't know how specific I should be about my relationship with this person.
Okay.
Well, I'll just say it's my former therapist, but I won't name any names.
Right.
He
You're
just
sleeping with
started.
your therapist?
Yeah. Well, because he's in what's called an ethically non-monogamous marriage.
This
So-
is your therapist?
Yeah.
Coop.
And this is what you're getting
now-
advice from.
Former therapist, current lover.
Yeah. Former, please. How much damage did he do? How long were we with him?
I saw him for about 2 years before we made things official. But yeah, he just let me know a while ago that him and his wife started a ethically non-monogamous relationship because they'd been together like since they were in junior high or something, and never had any relationships with anybody else.
Oh, they never banged anyone else.
And that leaves some questions hanging over their heads because they never got to go through the whole process of experiencing a bunch of different things.
Not me and Jessie, we sowed our wild oats.
Dude, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do, dude. It's my advice to anyone.
Yeah.
We have someone in the office that was like, man, I had to fucking break up with someone because I got to... You got to know. You got to get all that crazy out. And if there's even a little bit, because there always will be, there's always going to be a little question. But you need to have sowed your oats enough and like found out that crazy's not good enough.
Yes.
So that you can be like, I know what this feeling is.
It's
not good.
Go through enough of the crazy so you yearn for stability.
Yes. And then you're like, this is awesome. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was gonna, because I was saying you guys were heterosexual sometimes.
Off and on.
Off and on heterosexual. Off
stopped
and
sleeping
on
together.
together.
Years ago.
We
Right?
dabble with it here and there.
Sometimes platonic, sometimes not, right? But Joel and I are platonic love soulmates, and you guys both have your hot babes.
Yeah, we do.
Hot babes.
Yeah, I just moved in with mine.
Hot babe.
I have not taken a shit since I moved in.
Buddy, I know.
I haven't
You
found
pooping outside?
well, no. What I
There's
do
the dogs for a walk.
the
you shit with
dogs the dogs have to go out multiple times a day, and one of the dogs takes surprisingly large shits now.
Interesting.
Whereas before
Human-like.
they were all almost human-like.
Yeah. I would always get like a Gatorade from the gas station.
And then you sit in the car and shit in the bottle.
I never thought of that.
Those,
Yeah, no, I just went into the actual bathroom, but good idea.
Yeah, there's a bathroom.
Yeah,
at the place you bought the Gatorade bottle.
Those are filthy. My car's cleaner than that.
Disgusting.
I'm much more comfortable shitting in my
Yeah,
car.
I would rather have the person you just moved in with find bottles of shit in your car. That
Still
would be better.
floating in the Gatorade.
Yeah.
Well, then you could just say like, "Oh, I'm one of those, entrepreneurs like Howard Hughes. Every good entrepreneur
right.
has a little bit of crazy in him." So
Show me
if-
the blueprints.
We'll-
Show
we'll-
me the blueprints.
We'll be
Show me the
millionaires in the future if you
Yeah,
just stick
yeah.
with me while I shit in all these Gatorade
And
bottles.
she's like, Austin during Austin summer, right?
That's when you have to leave your car windows down overnight.
Well, those
'Cause I-
Gatorades sealed pretty good. Keep the
Yeah.
Not well enough for my experience, or I'm just not putting the cap on all the way.
But then I think we are going to talk about some kind of gas emissions during this episode. But right, like heat, really tightly closed, poop with Gatorade.
Always poop when Jessie comes
Always
on. Within the first
poop.
5 minutes.
No, but it's always usually connected with porn, and this time it's more connected with a loving, moving in type relationship.
True.
right?
It's a little more
wholesome.
wholesome.
Yeah,
and
very
sentimental.
very
Yeah.
wholesome. Little uncomfortable due to the backup that I've got going on. but
Right.
I'll
Right.
do-
What do you? Why
you
are
make
wearing a bow?
sacrifices for love.
Why are you wearing a bow on your head?
Because today, everyone, hello sharks. Today we are talking about Valentine's
We are
Day.
talking about Valentine's Day. I brought some romantic drinks for Jill
Oh.
and I to share. There's some wine.
Look at that.
This
wine?
this is high
I
quality
better have a sip, or else someone's
Sutter
gonna think
Home
something.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh,
It
only
is the best that Circle K has to offer.
Only the best. You know they actually do
Cheers.
have good
Cheers.
wine there at Circle K. Cheers.
Well, yeah, that's what I bought.
Yeah, no, I know they do. I have it in my hand.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're not with the therapist anymore, right?
No.
Okay. We didn't really finish that, but I just want to make sure that
No,
you're
it's actually
okay.
kind of interesting how all of that played out because he was my therapist for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And then once it came time for me to move, he wasn't able to practice across state lines. Like if they, because it was all teletherapy or
Right.
telehealth.
Oh,
So
okay.
if they found out that he was still seeing a patient that was living in another state, it could get him in a lot of trouble.
Okay.
So right before I moved here, we were having like my last therapy session, and we were talking about it, and we were like, "Oh man, this is going to be therapy."
Therapy
So
session.
we were
sure,
having
sure.
phone sex,
Right.
and we were talking about it. And we were like, "Oh, we've been talking to each other once a week for a couple of years now. It's going to be a bummer that we're not doing this anymore because I have to move." And we just decided, like, well, there's nothing stopping us from just being friends. So let's exchange phone numbers, and we'll be friends, and we'll still talk on a regular basis.
Coop, you need to stop. You need to stop all of this, Coop.
No, I
He's a
I
bad
swear.
influence on you.
No,
Coop, you need
I
this
can
whole
fix
thing.
him. I can fix him.
This whole thing, like from the ethical, not whatever, open relationship, the thing, giving you the personal number, and now he's still fucking with you.
No, I mean the personal number part. I don't regret that. Aside from just the
dick pics.
ungodly amount of
Yeah.
dick pics.
Yeah.
It's like that's. I don't even set an alarm on my phone in the mornings anymore. As soon as I hear my phone go off in the morning, I'm like, oh, time to get up.
Morning.
Hit me.
If
Fuck.
Coop
Morning
Fuck.
wood.
Shit! I said his name.
You're gonna have to.
I'll bleep it out.
You're gonna have to beep it. I know. Well, you're friends
if
now.
If Coop doesn't reply to him,
You're friends now.
I'll start getting messages.
His name is John
Oh.
Smith.
And he's like, "Hey, is Coop awake?" I sent him some dick pics. No.
Yeah. So just, I don't know. Take a break from that one, Coop. Do you know what I mean?
It's been a little while since we've had one of our phone calls because
Okay.
he's been busy going off and sowing his wild oats.
Sure.
Sowing his very wild oats.
Sure.
But like I was
Which I
saying,
don't
that's-
have any problem with. Like I do think when you get into your 60s, you probably should swing 50s or 60s, right?
right?
Because what the fuck else is there?
Is that
Why-
a plan for
why else would you wanna
you
live
and your
that
man in
long?
the future?
No, but I do see when people, like when you see these old like swingers parties, and it's like
Like,
they're
point,
usually
you're like, fuck it.
older, and it's like all put together. There's hors d'oeuvres. They've got the key, like everything's very,
I would be
above board.
so hesitant to eat any hors d'oeuvres from like a buffet at a swingers orgy.
Yeah. It's usually like a
Unless they have a
shrimp.
hand washing station set up right next to
you'd,
you.
Right.
you'd probably be one of the people setting that buffet up.
Yeah, it's
True.
like a shrimp or like a
I wanna be a good
those
host.
turkey rolls, that are like never good. Nobody likes them. But yeah, because it always just seems like Yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me. It's when you're younger and you want to do that shit. I'm like, man, there's so much more. I mean, get some toys, open up that butthole. You know what I mean? Like, there's things you can do, but once you've done all the things, butthole, there we go. Whenever I'm on, I have to say poop and butthole somehow.
Poop, Milwaukee milkshake.
Milwaukee milkshake, spread that butthole, right?
Mm-hmm. Those are all of your famous catchphrases that are on t-shirts.
Yeah, you know, it's my advice to anyone. That's how I answer.
Try a Milwaukee milkshake, spread your butthole.
Spread your butthole, do all the things, get some toys, do all the things, get the oils and the lubes and the ties. And then when it's like that's bored even, you're bored of that even, then it's like, let's have an hors d'oeuvre swingers party in the neighborhood, right? And then you go, all right, well, this is fucking cool. And then when that's boring, you do something else.
Die, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
that's when you just
or you
give
just
up.
get to the point where you're like, I don't want to even have sex anymore, right? Which is the hope. Mm-hmm. Like you hope to get
That's what you hope and
don't
pray
you?
for.
Like, how much easier would life be?
I mean, it
sort of
honestly would be.
I'm pretty chill now.
Did it? Like you could just kind of watch a movie.
I'm fine with just jerking off and staying home.
I mean, maybe chill compared to you a handful of years
10
ago,
years ago.
Right.
But for
still
anybody else, still a full-blown sex addict.
Sure, like so, yeah. Like you are a full-on addict, but not as bad as he used to be, right?
Yeah. The life goal isn't to get laid anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the priority.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And that
wouldn't
feels
it
good.
be great
So
to
less
get
stressful.
to that point? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. And if you have to like do the swingers party to get it fucking all out of you once a month or whatever it is, so where you're just like, you know what, Bev?
So you're already. Sounds like you're already doing this.
No, but I would make things so much easier.
Absolutely.
I know that, intellectually I know that if I wasn't fucking worried about it or worried about any sexual anything, attraction or whatever,
Absolutely.
then it would be like, cool.
I feel like that would take a lot of spice out of life. But once you get to that point where you don't care anymore, then it doesn't
Maybe
matter.
you can try other types of spice.
Well, at
what I
some
mean?
point you don't want the spice.
That's
the
when
thing.
Yeah.
That's when you
spice
start
is
getting into either drugs, if you haven't already.
There you go.
Or you just start abducting hitchhikers
Or
and murdering
painting.
them.
Yeah,
Thrill
yeah.
kills. That
Thrill
is the
kills.
next step after consensual
the sex
orgies
is
with
gone.
your neighbors.
Yeah. And then you gotta kill.
Yeah, you start killing people.
That's right.
And that is why
I'd
true
help you.
crime podcasts exist.
Yep. If you ever get to the point where you're interested in killing, I would help you, and I would never tell a soul.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's why we're here together on this side.
Solidarity.
During Valentine's Day, which seems
Yeah.
weird, but we're family. Mm-hmm. Us three, right? We've been together for a long time.
A long time. And
2006.
families help each other murder people
Exactly.
for fun,
Yeah.
Exactly.
for sport and profit.
Coop's a weak stomach, though, so he shouldn't be around any of the actual violence, but he could be the driver.
Oh, no, I pass out as soon as I see blood.
Yeah.
So if we come
That's
out,
why I strangle all my victims to death.
if we come
While
back to
driving,
the
if-
car and we have any blood on us, he just leaves us there.
Or he
God.
he passes out for 5 minutes, we have to wait.
yeah.
If he looks in the rearview
got
mirror
the
while
vapors.
driving, he just passes out.
Probably not the
Yeah,
best getaway
yeah.
driver for a grisly
Yeah,
murder.
but he's family, so
The black sheep of the murder family.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like Jessie was saying, we are talking about Valentine's Day today, and I will jump right into the. Well, are we going to crack open some of these,
yeah.
these
We should
seltzers
maybe,
before we
right?
get going?
Yeah, look at what we have. This is the Hard AF Seltzers.
This episode is unofficially sponsored by Hard AF Seltzer, and what we got paid for it was a 6-pack of Hard
Yeah.
AF Seltzer.
Yeah.
work cheap.
I haven't tried this stuff
Are you
yet.
the
I've been
mastermind
looking
behind
forward
this
to it for a
secretly,
while.
like everything else here at Tetherball?
No, not secretly. Pretty outwardly. No, I'm joking. No. This is Ross and Dan. The only thing I maybe had a part in is the matte finish.
Ooh, matte finish.
Great
Because-
idea. Love it.
All I know is when I go to a store, no matter what I'm looking for, if there's a matte finish, I get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
It's
that was
way
the one
classier
thing.
that way.
Right?
I'm cracking this open.
Let's
Yep.
crack. Let's crack the crack.
Hard AF.
So this is
Lemon
lime Hard AF Seltzer.
Cheers.
You guys, 8%.
8%,
So
that's
be
right.
careful, although you guys are professionals.
We'll be fine.
Oh, I like that.
See, like subtle.
It's
not like a White Claw where it's like you can taste the fake sugar. You can taste them trying to make it sweet.
White Claws taste like
fake sugar.
Cleaning chemicals.
Exactly.
This is the bomb.
Like this is actually like natural stuff in here, so it's not going to be super sweet because you don't want to add all that shit.
Oh,
it's like a step above LaCroix, right? Where it has the essence of it. Right?
Oh, yeah,
and I don't like the lemon lime flavors on any of the other seltzer drinks, White Claw, that crap.
You guys,
this is actually
good. This is good.
This is my favorite one of the flavors, and the blueberry's good too, and the strawberry shortcake.
It's good. And so you can get it at Hard AF Seltzer, or on the Drinking Bros website. There's a place to order it there for now until it gets into stores.
Fuck yeah!
Get your cases ordered.
I wholeheartedly endorse this.
Right?
I will be
drinking that from now on. Me too.
Yeah, absolutely. And fuck White Claw.
And the 8%.
And fuck Truly, especially.
Exactly.
Fuck Truly's, dude. Yeah.
The 8% of it, like we'll be good off of one.
Yeah,
do you know
Truly's
what I mean?
is 4%. So this is like double the alcohol.
Well, it's also
double the fun.
Yeah, early in the afternoon, so one of these is probably going to be enough for me.
Yeah.
I still got stuff to do
after
after
this. There's 2 more
this.
here. We're gonna.
Oh yeah.
Drink
Okay, so we'll drink those also.
Yeah. And then you have to pick up some kids or something.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, cool. You don't have to.
Nah.
Not mine, and I hope I don't get caught in the process.
Yeah.
February is here once again, and this particular episode.
We should introduce our guest.
Oh yeah, shit.
At this point, though,
does she really need an introduction?
No, but I mean, like, what's the rule?
We didn't do our.
Like, once
we always have our
on...
intro. This would be the only show we didn't do it.
Oh shit.
No, I think we.
The other
the
time
intro.
you were first on, we forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, because I just start
you just
talking.
talk.
You just dominate the entire conversation.
I just, like, we're starting when I start talking louder, and then I don't let you do the intro. Well, I'm Jessie Wiseman, but I almost feel like, guest or just like, am I a guest? Am I
family?
I don't think guest is the right term. You're the
You're
official,
the
unofficial
from
third host
Fast
of the show.
Furious.
Right?
It's just you have so much more important stuff going on that you can't be here for every single episode, but you make it when you can.
Well, now you're back
literally
to the most episodes, like what is it called? The most times on the show.
Okay, because who is beating me?
Jack or Adam or Jack tied with you.
Yeah, I think.
And now you're back in the lead.
Yeah, this would put you back in the lead. I think Adam might have surpassed Jack at this point because he's been on a decent amount of episodes now. Yeah. But I could be conflating that with Conmen Podcast.
Oh, right. Well, I'm very competitive, so you guys have to let me know when I'm like about to be.
Okay,
you know
we'll
what
keep
I'm saying?
you in the front.
And then I'll come back. I'll come back every time someone's about.
So
to
that's
beat
how we'll
me.
get you.
Yeah. You're like, hey, just so you know, like Jack's been on one more time than you, and I'm like, book it. When am I coming?
Set up the equipment. I'm coming over now.
Yep.
So Jessie's here. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, boys.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jessie. This
yes,
working
already. Galentine's. Guys, be ready for your Galentine's post to come up in your Instagram.
February is here once again, and this particular episode happens to be coming out on the 14th. The 14th of February is a very special day of the year where we celebrate the first telephone patent being submitted by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. That's what the day's known for. Okay. Bell developed the new technology to facilitate the drunken harassment of former lovers after being repeatedly chastised by telegraph operators who were sick of him stumbling into their offices and demanding they send a cable to his ex-girlfriend. True story.
Really?
No. Oh. Well, I'm going to go with that. Yeah, true story.
Yeah, why not?
Alexander Graham Bell also wasn't the only person to submit a patent for the telephone on that exact same day, on February 14th in 1876. There was another guy named Elisha Gray, I think was his name. He was an American engineer. He submitted what's called a patent caveat, which is pretty much you're telling him that you have the intention of submitting a patent in the future, and this is the rough idea for it, but I don't have any exact plans or designs for you yet. So they both submitted that on the same day.
Okay.
But Alexander Graham Bell had a full patent ready when he submitted, so after the court battles, it ended up going to Bell.
Can you still do that? The caveat thing? I'm about to maybe someday? That's horrible.
I'm pretty sure you can. I think that's still part of the patent system is you can submit a patent caveat saying like, hey, I've got this idea. I don't know how I'm going to pull it off, but here's the idea. And once I have the designs, I'll submit that. But if somebody submits an actual workable design before then there might be some situations where you can come out on top.
You have to play paper, rock, scissors. And then
yeah,
the winner gets to keep the patent.
Yeah, that's the way that it's usually settled in court for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Like
we should
child
think
custody.
Of something that's like so ridiculous, but we have like the caveat patent for it.
Companies like Google and Apple, Microsoft, they'll submit things like that a lot
Just
where they'll patent a general idea.
That would also
just to beat somebody.
They have to tell you, right, if someone else is doing a similar thing. So if you have a caveat out, you'll like get word when someone else is trying to make something.
I think so.
I think because I've gone through the patent process with my stepdad because my stepdad is a bit of an amateur inventor, and he showed me the whole process for doing it, and you actually have to search through everything yourself to find out if anybody else has
He's
any
the one
form
that
of patent.
He invented the pussy butt, right?
Yeah, he's the inventor of the pussy butt, and he submitted a patent caveat for something that's very similar to the Hitachi wand, but he got beat out by Hitachi.
Who is this? Your dad?
Oh, my stepdad.
Stepdad.
Your grandpa.
Yeah.
My grandpa fucks. That's awesome.
That's what we call him, Grandpa Fucks.
Grandpa fucks.
But yeah, when you're going through the patent process, you actually have to search through a bunch of other patents to see if somebody's already done it, because I don't think it actually gets flagged unless there's a court case.
Yeah, it would be too much for them to be like, hey, like, just so you know, someone else. No.
Yeah, they
the
might.
Wheels
someone else is making a pussy butt.
Yeah. Believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah. Literally right after you submit it.
Ah, son of a bitch. Alicia Gray is at it again.
Saw you walking it in.
The telephone patent isn't the only reason February 14th is notable. Also on this day, in 1929, 7 gangsters, including 5 members of the North Side Gang led by Bugs Moran, were approached by 4 men dressed as Chicago police officers. The fake cops led the men into a garage at 2122 North Clark Street and ordered them to line up facing the wall. 2 more men entered the room carrying Thompson submachine guns and cut down the gangsters in a hail of gunfire. Whoa. When the dust settled, all but one of the men lay dead. The sole survivor, Frank Gusenberg, had been shot 14 times, but miraculously survived. Wow. At the hospital, the police attempted to question Gusenberg to find out who was responsible for the attack. A true good fella to the end, Gusenberg replied, "No one shot me," and died 3 hours later.
Oh, shit.
What?
This event is known as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which I'm sure you guys have both heard of. Valentine's
totally.
Day Massacre.
We know everything. Mm-hmm. There's a song that goes with it, right?
Yeah.
The St. Valentine. We were going to sing it together. Yeah. I've heard why I've heard it. I'm not sure, but
How do you survive?
I really
14?
I had nothing. I didn't know anything about it, but everyone's heard it.
Yeah, it's a pretty famous. Like that was the golden era of gangsters in Chicago and New York.
Okay.
And that's a pretty famous event, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah.
They still don't know
and he still didn't
exactly
rat on him,
who.
right?
Still didn't rat at the very end. This guy had been shot 14 times. So it was a combination.
I picture he was hiding behind cover, but it was like a shelf. So his legs were just showing underneath. So he just got shot 14 times in the legs. And that's why he lived for a few hours.
Yeah.
I mean, either that or he was just tough as nails. Because I mean, the Thompson submachine gun fires a 45 caliber round. Yeah. Those are big fucking bullets. And if he got hit by 14 of those, it must have been all in the legs and arms and anywhere else that isn't going to kill him right away.
Chainmail, because this was back in the medieval times, right?
Yeah, the medieval times of 1929.
Yep.
Yeah.
The gangsters, the medieval gangsters in Chicago. Everyone knows them.
Mm-hmm. So this brings us to the true topic of today's episode, Valentine's Day. If you're one of the many lonely people with nobody to spend this holiday with, congratulations. You just.
And that's all the time we have for today.
And that's it for this episode.
Don't kill yourself.
We will see you next week.
Yep.
You just avoided paying a ridiculous markup for a few of the 100 million roses shipped from overseas, causing 9,000 metric tons of CO2 to be released into the atmosphere annually. Whoa. Which the majority of the roses that we sell in shops for Valentine's Day get shipped in from overseas. And
they use poop to grow them.
Probably.
Yeah, what's
I would
the
assume
CO2
so.
from the actual shipping?
Well, yeah, either from the actual ships going across the ocean or the planes that they fly them in on releases a fuck ton of CO2. So Valentine's Day is bad for the environment and for your heart.
Yes.
Aww.
Aside from saving money and reducing your carbon footprint, you also avoided contributing to child slavery, among many other horrible things.
What?
So let's begin picking apart this stupid cash grab of a holiday and show why it's not all that bad being sad and alone. Yes. So this is actually an episode that I adapted from one of our early
back when
episodes.
You were sad and alone.
Back when I was sad and alone, and not only that,
we should. This is for all the single people out there.
This is for all the single people out there to make them feel better about being alone on Valentine's Day. Because when I had lifted some portions of the previous episode, because I had already done the research.
God, the previous one must have been just
brutal.
Oh yeah, Coop was about to just end it.
Because true story,
he was holding a gun when we were the first time we went through this.
Joel spent the entire time that we were recording just continually like pulling the gun away from my head, because if it ever got lined up with my temple, I was going to end it.
Right. God, that was such a good episode, you guys.
I wish we had it on video.
But not that you actually do it, but gosh, how fun. Because then if you are really sad and lonely, you can be like, bro, you know what I mean? Like seeing the extreme of it, you're like, you're good. Like calm down.
Yeah, it's actually better for the environment if you don't celebrate Valentine's Day. It's better for poor little slave children in Africa if you don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
How are there slave children in Africa and Valentine's Day connected?
Slavery.
By slavery.
Slave labor. Well, I will explain it to you.
So you're saying they would have been slaves anyways?
I mean,
even if we didn't bring them over here?
That's.
But there's more slaves.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like they were gonna be slaves anyway?
It was gonna happen anyway.
We have to drink for this.
We probably should drink for that one.
Oh, when I say something mildly
racially insensitive.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, let's face it. We abolished it a couple hundred years ago. It's still going on.
Yeah.
It was going to happen. It's going to happen anyway.
Way more slaves on Valentine's Day. They probably collect a bunch more just for us.
Oh, they need to have them year round, and I imagine that it's like when you go and you find a job during the Christmas season where they just need some extra helpers, like right around Valentine's Day. A whole bunch of kids get kidnapped and put into slavery.
Yeah.
And the ones that make the cut get to keep being slaves. The ones that don't make the cut, they get taken out into the jungle and shot.
Seems right.
While many people believe Christmas... wait, no, I skipped ahead. No. Actually, I didn't.
Like
no,
the right
it
thing
makes
to do.
sense to me.
That makes sense.
The numbers.
That's good.
The numbers.
You're not going to let them go back to their family because then they're going to rat you out.
The numbers
Jesse's
make
like, where's
sense.
this slave camp? I got a couple kids.
I mean...
Is there like a LinkedIn to find some of these kids? Because I could use some help.
It's just kind of like they're going to be really disciplined. Go ahead.
While many people believe Christmas is the most wonderful time of year to blow their brains out, they would be mistaken. Suicide season.
From the previous one.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say when I wrote the original draft of this episode years ago, it just happened to be we did the episode on Valentine's Day, released it on Valentine's Day, and it just so happened that about a week before I had a relationship end, and I was very, very bitter. So the whole episode was very, very bitter.
Yes.
But you saved us and gave us jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was around that time?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And now I am no longer seriously considering suicide. Just kind of
casually, like the rest of us.
Yeah, like a normal person.
Like a normal person. Like, oh, okay. Good.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, one of the best spots to take your Valentine's Day date is to a Ghostbed. I think that's a good enough segue. That'll work.
If you're going to fuck on Valentine's Day, do it on a ghost bed.
If you're going to fuck on Valentine's Day, do it in a ghost bed. Once again, the Iconoblast podcast is presented by ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Ghostbed has been a loyal sponsor of the Drinkin' Bros for 5 years now, or over 5 years now, I think. And everyone here in the studio is in love with their mattresses and pillows. Ghostbed makes their high-quality mattresses right here in the good old USA, and each mattress comes with a 20-year warranty, which a 20-year warranty is going to be pretty important if you're spending the amount of time wearing that thing out like you should be.
20 years. I don't even plan to be alive for 20 years.
God, me either. I didn't plan to be alive for going on 38 years. Fuck, that probably means I'm going to be around for way longer than I expected. I started growing my beard out again.
Oh yeah,
last time I started growing it, there was one gray hair. I think there's a lot more gray hairs in there now.
That's good. That's manly.
I don't mind it. I mean, I figure it's just it's that unstoppable march of time. There's nothing you can do about it.
Wait till you have as many as I do. It makes you feel weird.
Well, you had that many when you were like 20 years old. Speaking of 20 years, Ghostbed 20-year warranty. You can try a Ghostbed mattress for 101 nights, and if you're not completely satisfied, you can return it, no questions asked. Their mattresses and pillows have cooling technology to help keep you cool at night, which is especially helpful if you're heating up those sheets on Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. You can buy a mattress for around $35 per month, and they have no money down, 0% financing plans. Ghostbed also offers bundles, so you can get everything you need in one convenient package. Just choose from their 4 mattresses and then pick your bundle. So whether you just need a mattress and a frame, or you want it all, like their cooling pillows and sheets, you can always get the best bang for your buck. Right now, Ghostbed is offering a flash sale where you can get 40% off when you buy a mattress and adjustable base, or 30% off of everything when you use promo code Drinkin' Bros. Are you over there eating that child slave labor? Mm-hmm. It's the blood, sweat, and tears of little kids in Africa. Head over to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros to take advantage of their awesome deals. Again, that is ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. Ghostbed. Sleep so good, it is scary.
And ghost beds are not made by child slaves.
Nope. They're all made right here in the USA. And here in the USA, we have labor laws. Thankfully. We had some previous experiences that taught us our lesson. Today's episode is also brought to you by Simply Safe Home Security. Have you ever wanted to know what's happening at home when you're not there, just in case you're not home on Valentine's Day and you think something sketchy might be going on? I don't think that that's a statement endorsed by Simply Safe, but I'm just saying that's something else you can do with it. I think I mentioned before that I had
If you have child slaves and you're making chocolate, if you want to know if they leave, Simply Safe will let you know when your child slave is running down the street.
Once again, a statement that is not endorsed by Simply Safe, but still has the capability. Mm-hmm. I used a wireless camera to keep an eye on my dogs, and it definitely works. Mm-hmm. We're both big fans of the new wireless outdoor camera from Simply Safe. It lets you see what's happening outside right from your phone and alerts you when anyone approaches, so you always know who's there. Mm-hmm. That is something that's really cool about it, is you can set it up so it will actually send you an alert when a certain type of motion is detected. Mm. So if you want it to ignore the little things, but let you know when it's like a person moving around, it's gonna let you know, so it'll.
And it can tell that because of the AI CPU, the neural net processor.
Yeah, they've got some new program they called
Cyberdyne.
AirNet, Skynet.
AirNet, yeah. AirNet.
Is it AirNet? AirNet.
It's CloudNet, yeah.
AirMesh.
SkyCloud. Skynet.
Simply Safe has everything you need to keep your home safe, from entry and motion sensors to indoor and outdoor cameras. Simply Safe is monitored 24/7 by professionals ready to dispatch police, firefighters, or EMTs to your home. I think that's something that's cool about the whole system that they have going. Is there are cameras that you can buy that just let you see what's going on in your house, but you would have to keep an eye on them the entire time yourself. This is a company that is going to actively monitor everything that's going on. And if shit goes south, then they're going to be ready to send help, which is I mean, especially if you're a fragile little flower like I am, that's pretty helpful. Simply Safe is less than $1 per day, and you can set it up in around 30 minutes. And 30 minutes is also a bit of a conservative estimate because it's plug and play. It takes so little time. Once you actually have
it takes 30 minutes if you're
my parents. It takes you 30 minutes. If you're actually tech savvy in any way and you know where you want the cameras to go, where you want the motion detector to go, the door alarms to go, it takes no time at all. There are no long-term commitments or contracts when using Simply Safe. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/icon. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. Just go to simplysafe.com/icon.
Woo!
And our final sponsor for this episode is none other than ShipStation. Shipping delays, supply shortages, holiday demands. Last year was a mess, and now you're ringing in the new year with impatient customers, returns, and expensive shipping rates. Did you have to return any gifts this year?
No.
I didn't have to return any either because I hardly bought any.
I didn't buy any. But if you're not an asshole like me, ShipStation's probably good.
ShipStation's going to help you send those back, especially if you're running some sort of e-commerce store or selling merch, possibly podcast merchandise. It's time to switch to a shipping solution that can handle it all painlessly. Why would you use anything but ShipStation, the easiest and most convenient choice for e-commerce sellers? You can import your orders from any sales channel, ship using any carrier with deeply discounted rates, and automate just about any shipping task. Save time by funneling all of your orders into one simple interface no matter where you're selling. Manage every order from Amazon, eBay, Etsy, or your own website, which we still haven't made the announcement about our website, but it's coming. We're just trying to get the merch in order first, which is it's a whole other monster. You can manage it from anywhere, even your phone. No more headaches from dealing with returns or return tracking. ShipStation makes it all easy. Save money when you compare carrier options and choose the best shipping solution every time. ShipStation works with every carrier so you can always find the best fit for you. Your small business can access the same discounted rates usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies, all without contracts or commitments. You can also save your sanity knowing your orders are handled and you're getting the best rates. Make shipping the easy part of having an online store, because you have bigger ideas to think about. No wonder 98% of companies that use ShipStation for a year keep using it for as long as they're in business. It's just that good. Ship more in less time with ShipStation. Use our offer code ICON to get a 60-day free trial. That's 2 months free of no-hassle, stress-free shipping. Just go to ShipStation.com, click on the microphone at the top of the page, and type in ICON, I-C-O-N. ShipStation. Make ship happen. Still my favorite slogan for any sponsor that we've ever had.
While you're reading the ads, the way you're holding the paper, your shirt just said gay the whole time. Just letting you know.
Yeah, it's probably pretty fitting. It actually says Gay Garfield. And then Garfield has a thought bubble over his head that says, lasagna and cock. Suicide season in America coincidentally begins on February 14th and continues through April. During these particular months, calls to suicide prevention hotlines, as well as reports of suicide, increases drastically. And I think the increase is something like 40 to 50%, if not more.
Whoa.
So lots of people offing themselves during or around Valentine's Day, for good reason. Many different factors come into play when explaining the surge in suicides that occur every spring. Besides weather-related causes like seasonal affective disorder, which I think is kind of ironic that you abbreviate that as SAD. S-A-D. It's like,
oh shit!
I got the SAD.
What's it
called? Is that what it's from?
Seasonal affective disorder. That's,
chicken or the egg? Which one came first?
Nobody knows. It's all up to interpretation. Nobody knows for sure. I blame Valentine's Day mostly though.
Isn't that when it gets nice?
That's when it's starting to get nice, but that's at the tail end of having all of these months of dark and dreary weather that keeps you indoors, and then you just happen to get broken up with a week before Valentine's Day.
Okay, cool. we're backsliding.
It's like it's the worst before it's over, right?
The calm before the storm.
Blam.
Darkest before dawn.
Yep.
Darkest before dawn. Yeah.
So seasonal affective disorder, the societal pressure on individuals to find love, aside from seasonal affective disorder, the societal pressure on individuals to find love is a major contributing factor. Many see being alone on or around Valentine's Day as a sign that they are less desirable than their peers.
It is a sign of that.
It is a sign of that. I mean, that's just an absolute
We can say
fact.
a bunch of other stuff, but that one is real.
It's true.
Yeah. If you're alone on
we
Valentine's
want you to
Day,
feel better, but
we want
it's
you
okay
to,
that
but
you're ugly.
you should get used to the
Just get
fact
used
that
to
you're
it, yeah.
unfuckable.
right. But like, if you aren't with someone right now, no one wants to be with you ever. Do you know what I mean?
And I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but there is a way out.
Look, we're not saying anything except for I don't know if it's ever going to get better. Okay, just kidding, guys.
It could be a problem.
What?
It could be they need to lower their standards. They're alone because they're shooting for the fucking stars.
That's my advice to a lot of people.
Oh, I'd say 99% of the population needs to lower their standards.
Yeah, I say sometimes.
If you're a 400-pound metalhead with long hair, then you need to date a 400-pound metalhead.
You are my type, but you're not going to be everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That sounds like exactly my type.
Or you can get lucky the way I did, and you find somebody else who's much better looking than you,
right?
Who already lowered their standards.
Yeah.
You got lucky though.
Smart enough to do
that's
right?
winning the lottery.
I do say sometimes
quote, unquote.
that low self-esteem is just common sense. You know what I mean? For some people, right? Like there's this movement of like, get it, girl, you deserve the world. Be better, but why?
Yeah.
Why?
Do you
you
really
specifically though?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't.
I definitely
right? What do you
common
do for
sense is low self-esteem. I like it.
Sometimes low self-esteem is just common sense.
Put that on a teacher, and I will wear the shit out of that.
It should be on one of these, right? Like, lower your standards. Here I am.
Hardy F. Seltzer. Sometimes low self-esteem is just common sense.
Lower your standards.
Look inward before you start trying to get your king, queen.
And for a lot of people, their king is actually the jester, and that's
right?
okay. Just
and it could be really nice.
Give in to the fact that you are either going to be alone for the rest of your life, or you're going to be fucking ugly people.
Yep.
I'd say that fucking ugly people is going to be a little bit better than being alone.
And maybe not necessarily even ugly, just lower they might not
a little.
Have a house or a car or a tent, you know what I mean, or a place to stay.
Or it might be that homeless guy I saw the other night that
right.
was passed out on the concrete with a full boner.
Yeah. They might have
that would have been an easy catch right there, because he's already ready to go. He's asleep.
Just climb on.
Not even going to know what happened.
Right. They might have...
Lower your standards. One STD is
they might have a drug problem, right? They might
have
all these
STD.
One
or two is okay.
There might be major parts of their body that don't function correctly, or they didn't form correctly in the womb.
Sure.
They don't have arms or legs. It's okay.
That's okay.
Make it work.
Yes.
That is okay.
It might be a torso, but
It might be a dead body.
Yeah. Relationships
Make it
is
work.
It's a job.
Get that king, queen. Okay, go.
Even those in relationships aren't safe from Valentine's Day. Relationship troubles are the second leading cause of suicide attempts, trailing closely behind financial troubles. So if you're having problems in your relationship and you're poor, you might as well just go ahead and end it, because it's not getting any better.
Now that for sure is never getting better.
No.
Yeah. No, I would say that's probably like even more than being alone. The Valentine's Day causing issues in your relationship is so fucking stupid, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are going out on a date. I hope it's good enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
it might not be.
The good thing is I tried to keep my Valentine's Day plan's a surprise, but when she was asking about them the other day, I just told her that I made some reservations. I had to make them a couple weeks in advance, and I still didn't even get the best time slot.
I know.
Is she into this type of stuff?
No, and I told her that I made...
Is she saying she's not, but she is? They do that a lot.
God,
yeah, you got to be careful with that one.
I really
Make sure you got chocolates, at least one chocolate.
No, I'll take care of all that stuff, too.
You gotta,
Shit.
Yeah, okay, I'll be like, I don't want anything.
I was just about to say, well, luckily she said, like, I didn't even think that we were doing anything on Valentine's Day. I thought we'd just stay home and watch a movie.
That's literally the opposite.
Death,
fuck. I fucked up.
You fell for that shit.
I should have booked like a trip to Bali or somebody to come over and sing to us.
Should be good. You'll be fine.
No,
you actually did dinner. You made reservations.
Yeah,
I'm
good
impressed
dinner
already.
should be good.
Yeah, I was impressed with myself.
Yeah, but don't do anything more than that, because if you set the bar,
like I can afford to.
Yeah,
well, I'm just saying you want to keep the bar low.
This is year one.
That's something that good old Delco Dan has been saying to us for a while now. Is if you leave the bar on the floor, nobody expects much from you, and you can always impress people with very minimal effort.
Oh, Delco. We're not going to take... Let's not...
That's not the best.
We're not going to take too much advice from him. A couple of things, maybe.
Okay. That works for people you don't care about.
Take a workout routine.
True.
We're not going to take...
If you need steroids,
advice.
If you want a big old dump truck ass like his, he can definitely tell you how to get it.
Maybe if you need a place to buy sweatpants or something like that, go ahead and ask him.
A good recommendation for a midlife crisis tattoo.
Yes.
Which that tattoo actually does look really good.
I like it.
I haven't seen it. Why did he? Is he a big fan of the Lighthouse movie? What is that about?
He said that the lighthouses. That sounds weird. Is like a...
No, there's definitely more than one lighthouse. That would be the plural.
Right? But like he says the image of a lighthouse has come up in his life in different places, in different times.
That's where he lost his virginity.
That's what I like to do. I say, "What does your tattoo mean?" I ask. Hey guys, what is that tattoo? Yeah. And they're like, "Whatever, mom."
Pretty much all of my tattoos mean that I was getting drunk with my tattoo artist and he was like, "Hey, you want a tattoo?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you have the amount, and so do you with the sleeve, where like you can't really ask, right? When it's one, like Delco's gonna have some problems because it's one right there, prominent.
It better have
for
some
a mom
meaning.
Like me at the bar to be like, "What does your tattoo mean?" Yeah.
When I saw it, I thought of two movies. I thought of The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
And then I thought of Shutter Island. I'm like, is he a Leonardo DiCaprio fan? What's the deal here?
Exactly.
So pretty much he's insane, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I liked Hot Bob's explanation for the meaning of the tattoo, which is I'm pretty sure it was Hot Bob that was saying this. A lighthouse is something that you traditionally use as a warning for something to avoid. So the lighthouse
that was Bob. That had to be Bob.
The
they
lighthouse
hate each other.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God.
They're at each other's throats all the time.
Oh my God.
So Handsome Dan is the lighthouse.
He is the lighthouse. It is.
So like avoid. Yeah, he's.
It's
basically...
him signifying that he's a walking red flag.
Thank you. It's like thank you. That's a really good.
Thank you for the advance warning.
Yeah, that's a very good explanation. But it looks cool.
It is a cool tattoo.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
When I first saw a picture of it online, I thought it was fake. I know. I thought that he was posting a picture of somebody else's tattoo, just fucking around saying, "Oh, I got a tattoo."
Because like a member new tattoos, guys, like they're very bright.
Yeah.
And look fake.
Generally.
You guys have had yours for a while. But...
Oh yeah, mine are old and worn out, just like me.
I've been cool forever, dude.
Unrealistic expectations of Valentine's Day, perpetuated by the media, place increased stress on relationships, often leading to couples splitting up on or around the most romantic holiday of the year. If you still feel the very human desire to experience love, even knowing the dangers that come along with it, you can get the same feeling without a romantic partner. You just need to smoke a little crack. And this is backed up by science and my own personal research.
Yes. Now, this is from the old episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were like, I guess I'm just going to smoke crack now.
Nobody loves me. Might as well just smoke some crack.
Yeah. And Joel had to be like, no.
But since I did...
Share.
I did have a good opportunity to make my own comparison and do my own independent research because I'm in a new relationship right now and we're in that exciting honeymoon phase. So I was like, okay, well, let me see how this feels. and now I'm going to sneak out to the parking lot and smoke crack in my car.
Take a shit in the Gatorade bottle.
Good.
Well, I had to take a shit beforehand because once you start smoking crack, it's really hard to take a shit. Like, really hard.
Is it?
Surprisingly hard.
Cool. I think it's not widely known, but I think you've talked about on the show that you were a drug
used
addict,
to be a crackhead,
right? Not crackhead.
No, not a crackhead.
No.
I did a bunch of cocaine in my early 20s.
Oh, okay.
And I've done a decent amount of other drugs.
Yeah.
I sowed my wild oats in the drug scene.
Yeah. You never had like a problem where you went to rehab.
Nothing where I had to go to rehab or anything like that. Because I always thought that.
Well, he should have gone.
I should have gone, but I never went.
Didn't.
Because when you're smoking crack, you can run really fast, and good luck anybody trying to catch up with you to stage an intervention.
So you can actually, but you can actually go back to those feelings. Whereas, like, I've never smoked crack or done heroin. Done everything else.
Nerd.
I know. I am such a dork. I am such a dork.
I never smoked crack.
I never smoked crack or did heroin, but I've done everything else, and I have a felony drug charge.
That's hard to get without
pills,
getting into crack or heroin.
Yeah, pills. Thought they were Vicodin, but they were methadone. So anyway, so you can actually do the comparison.
If I were to compare I think all of the stuff I'm about to go through, the actual chemical science or the chemistry of love and crack cocaine.
No,
love and
like new love, the exciting part, and crack cocaine.
The general feeling between the two is surprisingly similar. There's a lot of excitement. My love for cocaine is mutual. Cocaine loves me just as much.
Cocaine loves him back.
That's why the breakup was so difficult.
For sure.
Let me preface this by saying I'm not encouraging lonely singles to seek out their local crack house and start hitting the glass dick. I'm merely pointing out that scientists studying the effects of love on the human brain have found a disturbing similarity to drug use. According to the virgin nerds who study this type of stuff, love occurs in 3 stages, each with an evolutionary purpose. Stage 1 is lust or erotic passion. This is the urge to belly slap with the object of your affection as often as physically possible. This stage is driven primarily by testosterone and estrogen and encourages reproduction.
Testosterone.
The second stage of love is attraction, which encompasses the desire to spend time with your mate outside of sex, which I don't understand at all.
No one wants to do that.
I don't think I've ever gotten to that stage of love.
We still have not been in that kind of relationship. Yeah.
During this stage, the brain is flooded with feel-good chemicals, resulting in a sensation we associate as love, and also the sensation of smoking a bunch of crack. First, dopamine is released, which creates a euphoric feeling whenever you looked at the object of your affection or when you smoke crack. Next is norepinephrine, which stimulates the production of adrenaline. This causes the butterflies in the stomach feeling associated with new love and also with smoking crack.
This is awesome.
Rounding out the chemical cocktail is serotonin, which plays a large role in determining mood and appetite. Brain analysis of people in the early stages of love have almost identical serotonin levels as those with obsessive-compulsive disorder. This causes the strong fixation common in the beginning of relationships, as well as the urge to take apart your toaster and clean your floors with a toothbrush after you smoke crack. The third and final stage of love involves spending most of your time in sweatpants and holding your significant other's head under the blankets when you fart, and this is the attachment stage. The chemical responsible for this stage is oxytocin, which is the same chemical used to develop the bond between a parent and their child or a crackhead and their crack. As the old saying goes, there is no greater bond than that of a crackhead and their crack pipe.
Oh my gosh, so true.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well written, sir.
And
it's true?
Actually true. Yeah.
It's actually true. Those are all of the... Well, there's one more chemical process that's involved, but all of the ones before, that was all true. There is a direct... Well, not a direct connection, but there is a parallel between the chemical effects on somebody's brain when they smoke crack or have obsessive-compulsive disorder and people who are in love. So, just... Think about that next time you think like, oh, love is so sweet and so special. It's like, no.
It's like,
no.
You're just high.
Yeah, you're not special.
wait.
You're not going through something that is unique.
No,
right?
Cocaine's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's all awesome.
Yes.
So they're
No,
both awesome.
I'm saying love is bullshit and cocaine is amazing.
Yeah. We're actually making the case
Oh,
for...
I see what you're saying. But they're both awesome, I thought. If
They
they're the
are.
same.
I'll tell you one thing, cocaine never broke my heart.
But it makes sense, like, do some people, I don't know, because I'm a nerd, I don't have any tattoos, but do some people do the, like, you know, break up, get back together, toxic relationship thing for that initial?
You get that, it's like getting
Do
high again.
people do that with crack? Do you kind of, like, try and get sober so that the next time you have it, knowing that you're going to...
I mean, I've
so
done
that
with,
will be like...
I've done that with weed. That's actually where the whole, have you heard the term chasing the dragon?
Yes.
So what chasing the dragon
Very
means
familiar
is,
with it, right?
I thought it
Very
was
familiar.
heroin.
No, well, it can be applied to pretty much
Literally, it's just
any
the-
drug where
okay.
the initial rush that you get from trying a new drug
Okay.
is so intense
First time.
that a
You're
lot of
just trying to
times
get
after that,
that-
you're trying
yeah.
to recreate that initial experience.
I
It's
do
usually
that.
associated
I
with
do.
First time you
opiates.
bang.
Yes. I do that with mac and cheese. And I kept saying I'm just chasing the dragon,
Still-
but I didn't know
Still
what.
chasing that mac and cheese dragon.
That first. Do you know what I mean? The first time you ever had it.
That first box of Kraft mac and
Yes.
cheese.
Yeah.
Yes.
That, you can get it again from like a restaurant that makes really good mac and cheese.
No, it
No?
literally only comes from the perfect ratio of butter and milk in Kraft,
In the shitty mac
in the
and cheese.
shitty
Yeah,
mac and cheese.
I feel you on
And
that.
you like don't have it for a while because it's like not good, just so that you can get that
Get that high again.
chase the dragon,
Well,
right?
that's what us drug users call a tolerance break.
Okay.
You take enough time away from it. I used to do this with weed a lot back when I was a big time stoner. I smoke every now and then still, but
Yeah.
back in California, I was stoned 24 hours a day.
For sure.
And every now and then it would have such little effect on me that I would have to be like, okay, well, it's time for a tolerance break because right now I'm just wasting money.
Yep.
I'm wasting money, and more importantly, I'm wasting weed.
Right.
So
And so I do think even with relationships too, there's people that kind of
That's why you go on
subconsciously,
vacation without
right?
your person. Tolerance break.
A tolerance break.
Sorry, I
No.
need a couple weeks away from you for a tolerance break
It's
because I'm
usually
bored.
like starting a fight so that you guys can like break up, take a break for a little bit, and then get back together.
There's also
Yeah.
the serial daters where there are
Yes.
some people who think that
What's your favorite
that
cereal?
probably
Damn it, Joel.
yeah, it's a three-way tie between Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
Obviously, you fucking
Lucky
idiot.
Charms, and Cinnamon Life.
And what?
Cinnamon Life.
What?
Cinnamon Life?
Shut up.
What you think that I'm gonna
Normal
eat the
life.
normal
Canada?
Yeah.
normal
just
life?
Plain life.
No, I hate normal life. That's why I do drugs.
Cinnamon Life.
I've never even heard of
Cinnamon
that.
Life is amazing.
The
It's
fuck are
so
you talking
good.
about? Are you from
You
Cinnamon
really
Life,
started
no.
strong, right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, and then Cinnamon Life.
Well, I could have said grape nuts, and then you both would have just fucking walked out.
no, that I get.
I like,
know
I
Logitech
like
likes
Frosted Flakes,
Frosted
Yep,
Flakes.
Frosted
are
Flakes.
good.
Captain Crunch with berries,
Oh, okay.
And then
I
Cinnamon
was
Toast
about to
Crunch.
and then
leave.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah,
Yes, and
That's
then
a
Raisin Bran, the
solid
double
trio.
Okay, I mean raisin. I like Raisin Bran too. But,
Double scoop Raisin Bran's really fucking good.
well, every Raisin Bran has two
Is-
scoops of raisins.
No,
Yeah.
there's like a
That's their whole
then-
tagline.
Well, maybe there's a 4-scoop one then. There's
Joel,
one that has like
that's not a nope. That's not
No.
a thing.
no.
No,
They all have supposedly.
no, I've
Two
I've
scoops.
measured it out before.
Oh,
So-
okay, okay. He's
like,
taking
I want
every
the- I want the
raisin out
4-scoop one
and
then.
put it in that same metal scooper. Yep. Okay, well, I really thought we'd all be on the same page. We're definitely.
We all like Cinnamon
We all
Toast
agreed on
Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, but that's like
I mean, of course.
that's everyone.
I'm the
It's
only
like
one that
agreeing
said
on
Lucky
and then a
Charms.
Captain Crunch with berries, obvi.
As long as it's with the berries, because a Captain Crunch without
Right.
berries
It's a little
is
intense.
it's a war crime.
Yeah, and no one said muesli.
You know what sucks about Captain Crunch though? Your mouth hurts after. Cuts
Yeah,
your gums.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it
it's like
never
chewing on razor
softens.
blades.
Yeah,
Another thing I've compared, and it's the exact same results.
exactly.
So speaking of cereal,
But
Speaking
yeah,
of
the serial daters, yeah.
Oh
where
yeah, serial daters. They will
literally break up with
confuse-
someone just
to
to
eat
get
Captain
that.
Crunch.
or they will go from relationship to relationship because at the beginning of a relationship you've got that really
Sure.
exciting honeymoon phase where everything is really intense and feels
Sure.
really good, and that produces the same brain chemicals
the crack chemicals.
As smoking crack.
Yep.
So as soon as that wears off, they confuse that with no longer being in love because the initial excitement's gone. And that initial excitement can last anywhere between, like, I think it's like 6 months to 2 years, which, I mean, 2 years of that is pretty intense.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as they stop feeling that initial excitement, they think that means that they're no longer in love, not realizing that at some point you're just like, okay, fuck it, this is my relationship, so I'm just going to stick with it. Like,
right.
You know, like an adult.
That it evolves. That it can't sustain that amount of, like...
It would be too intense for too long. I mean, it would be fun, but who wants to be high on crack for like 10 years?
Yeah. Can you imagine relations in
Actually, yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah. That I can't. Sorry, but like that I can't imagine. But I can't imagine like the crazy beginning part of a relationship, how that is lasting for. Do you know what I mean?
Forever.
Like ruin your fucking life.
Yeah. Can you imagine you moving together and you're still like
you would never have any.
You'd
friends,
never go to work.
You'd lose your job.
You'd walk like a cowboy.
Yeah. Always like hungover.
Always sore. Very little sleep.
Yep.
Smell.
That really does sound a lot like smoking crack or doing cocaine, though.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Find a condom in your underwear.
Right.
Once again,
at work. Yeah.
Very
eating
similar
pizza
to
in bed, like.
Well, that part with the crack or the cocaine, not a whole lot of eating going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Great weight loss tool, though.
Both.
Another chemical that plays a significant role in both love and crack is phenylethylamine, or PEA. Phenylethylamine.
Ethyl.
During the beginning stages of a relationship, the body produces large quantities of PEA, which results in dizziness and increased physical and emotional energy. Aside from crack and love, another source of PEA is none other than chocolate. So when Al Pacino compares love to eating large quantities of chocolate in The Devil's Advocate,
right,
he is actually scientifically correct. You get that's
what's PEA?
Phenylethylamine.
Okay, just make sure.
So yeah, that's actually scientifically accurate. That love and eating large quantity of chocolate has similar chemical effects.
Okay,
cool.
Speaking of chocolate, let's talk about how each and every one of the heart-shaped boxes of candies being exchanged on Valentine's Day contributes to child slavery.
Okay.
Which,
all right.
Jesse,
I
noticed that you have a very big heart-shaped box of chocolates here.
So maybe it wasn't children, maybe it was just normal slaves. Right? Because it's bigger.
These were all of age slaves, so
it
is much less abhorrent.
And I think they were here,
slaves made this? Coop, that's what you're saying?
Open this. The tape.
Lindt chocolate, I believe.
It's supposed to be European.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's not.
And we all know that Europeans have never participated in any form of slavery.
No.
Did I get it all?
I think so. Okay.
There it is. Here
now, and yeah. And why are little kid slaves making
those
this?
Little kid slaves are really good at packaging.
I know, my gosh, like that was an adult package.
They're hard workers. Oh wow, there is.
What the fuck?
Those are pretty, but there is much less chocolate.
Oh, you kind of got gypped. Wait, hold that to camera.
You guys. Yeah, kid did that.
Let's see, is that?
A fucking
that's
slave
good? Yeah.
Kid did that, dude. Oh,
look at this shit.
Like the picture on the front. Give me the picture too.
Oh. You got gypped.
Look at how close those are together, right? And like when I'm like, oh, this looks like a little window into the box.
Not the case.
Nope.
It's a window of lies.
Not the case.
They still look good though.
Yeah, they do look good.
And just thinking of those little tiny hands putting these together.
It almost makes it taste better, huh?
Oh yeah, I can just taste the blood, sweat, and children's tears that went into this.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, of course, I get the white one.
Nobody likes the white one.
Nobody likes the white one. Doesn't make sense.
I got solid chocolate on that one. I wasn't expecting
and
that.
those ones suck too. Throw them out.
These one.
Yeah.
I would be throwing out some poor child's lifetime of work if I got rid of this.
Okay, so what? Why are slave kids doing this? Cool.
Well, let me wash down this chocolate with some hard AF seltzer.
That actually, tell me how that combo is.
Ooh, a little lime back.
Probably good.
No,
Because then this isn't even like as sweet as it was before because you just had.
Each year, Americans spend nearly $500 million purchasing over 60 million pounds of chocolate between the 7th and the 14th of February.
Fucking A.
That's a shit ton of chocolate.
Jesus. Yeah, you do.
That's
need little
multiple
kid
shit tons of chocolate, right?
Yeah. You're
All
right.
of that chocolate has to come from somewhere, and that somewhere is almost exclusively from child slavery. Chocolate is made from the cacao bean, more commonly known as cocoa. Harvesting and processing these beans is time-consuming, expensive, and dangerous. Workers must climb up to the bean pods and cut them loose with a machete or a chainsaw, then open the pods with a large blade to extract the beans. Injuries are gruesome and frequent. Large companies like Hershey's, Mars, and Nestle need a cheap, expendable, and easily renewable workforce to keep overhead costs down. And these shining beacons of business ethics know that there is nothing cheaper and more easily renewable than unpaid child labor. I mean, you accidentally kill one of the kids, pretty easy to make one. People make kids on accident all the time, so it's obviously very easy to produce children.
Yeah. It's literally like the easiest thing to do. And also like probably no documents.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Would you know?
Yeah,
Kid was gone?
I think that impoverished African countries don't have the best bureaucracy for keeping track of things like children. A child being born and who they were born to, and
so like little kids made the chocolate too.
So you're saying a little kid made this chocolate? Probably.
I don't know if they made it.
What's the percentage chance? 95%.
This particular
one, I used to have a list of all the companies that actually purchased from these specific areas in Africa that are full blown in the midst of child slavery.
Sure.
This is Lindt, Lindt.
Yeah.
I can't remember if they were on the list or not, but I'm sure somebody in the live chat will do the research for us and let us know. So does Lindt, Lindt, do they use child slaves?
Bill? Who looks it up for you?
Bill, Ruben,
Jake, yeah, the boys.
Oh.
So if you have chowed down on some chocolate from one of the aforementioned companies, you have contributed to child slavery, you fucking monsters.
I mean,
yeah. But it tastes so goddamn good. Are you going to stop?
So bad.
I am just crying myself to sleep while I eat all this chocolate.
Blonde white woman.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so upset about this.
It's my new cause. I'm not going to eat chocolate anymore.
Yeah, all right.
It'll make such a difference, right? Don't you think if I stop, they'll stop?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure if they lose one customer, they're gonna shut the whole operation down.
Especially if it's me. Yeah.
So you eat somewhere in the vicinity of was that 60 million pounds?
Whatever it is. Yep.
Well then, shit.
Yeah.
I mean that also means that you are pretty much single-handedly responsible for all of the child slavery.
The petition is going to be for just me to stop.
We're going to submit a WhiteHouse.org petition. Stop Jessie Wiseman from eating all of this goddamn chocolate.
Yep.
West African countries like Ghana and the Ivory Coast produce 70% of the world's cocoa. 60% of the Ivory Coast's revenue comes from farming and exporting cocoa beans alone.
Cocoa beans.
With the average farmer making only $2 per day, and that's the farmer, they have to do anything in their power to keep costs low. $2 per day, two US dollars per day.
They need
the owner of the farm
not pay.
And they need to not pay a whole lot of workers to do that.
Yeah.
So they have to do anything in their power to keep costs low, even if that means kidnapping children and forcing them into slavery. But business is business. You got a business to keep open. You got employees you don't have employees to pay, but you've got stuff to buy.
Healthcare, insurance, all that stuff. Wait, no, you don't have that either.
Shit.
It's just the low rate they're getting paid.
I guess you got a family to feed.
Who pays them $2 a day?
Hershey's, Nestle, Mars, like pretty much all of the major chocolate manufacturers.
But it's like people treat you the way you let them treat you.
See, you know what? Jesse, you are absolutely right. Somebody just needs to go over there and teach these kids how to advocate for
Get
themselves.
your king, queen.
They need to.
Yeah. Like, if I could pay Delco $2,
You would.
I would.
Obviously.
And if he was fine with it, I'd keep doing it. I wouldn't be like, Delco.
And if he wasn't fine with it,
buddy.
you chop off one of his fucking hands to teach him and all of the other employees
Yeah,
a lesson.
I was going to say, point a gun at him and
Yeah.
say you're going to work for $2. He probably will.
And he said yes, and so I took that as his answer.
That was his consent
That
to
was
the
his consent. and
to this contract.
and
that
now
we're
it's like, he's not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. It goes on.
in. Haven't heard him asking for a raise or anything like that.
Nope.
Some children end up on farms after being promised well-paying work, while others are kidnapped or outright sold by their families.
Jesus.
These children are unaware of the dangerous backbreaking and unpaid labor they will be forced to perform. Most of the children who end up on these farms will never see their families again.
That's fact.
And the majority of the time it is a bit of a bait and switch, because even when the families sell their children to these farms, they're selling them with the promise that their child is going to have a paying job that they could either send money home from, or they're going to have some sort of career, some sort of trade.
We're going to take your kid, we're going to put him on the farm, he's going to work, we'll send you money every month.
Yeah.
We're going to
Whole bullshit.
Yeah.
take care of him, and no, ultimately
He'll be fine. He'll have a good life now.
Nope. Absolutely not true.
And the guy saying it has like no teeth and
Yeah.
thick sunglasses.
And he's got like a bunch of child scalps tied to his to his belt,
He'll be fine.
He has a pickup truck and there's like 18 kids
like
in the back in handcuffs.
rubbing his
Yeah.
hands together like Mr. Burns.
But he's in like, your child is special. Like,
These
those
other
were-
kids, they don't get paid, but your kid,
Yep.
They're going to get paid.
your kid is special. The kids generally range from 12 to 16 years old, but investigators have found children as young as 5 performing manual labor from sunrise until sunset. I couldn't do any sort of skilled labor when I was 5. I mean, admittedly, I was retarded, but
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything like
used
that
to
when
be
I was that young.
retarded?
No, still am. I've gotten really good at covering it.
Yeah. It might be the voice.
Surprisingly, it is. I found that if you speak with confidence and act like you believe whatever you're saying, people will generally believe what you're saying. I didn't do any
Or if you're
research.
British,
I didn't do any research for any of these episodes. I made all of this shit up, but I deliver it in a manner that seems authoritative.
So true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't. I thought maybe
Child
it
slaves
went
making
away.
chocolate.
I thought
Yeah,
the
right.
retardation
No such thing as
just went
slavery
away.
anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I did lose the retard strength, though. So now I'm just retarded. 40% of children are female, or 40% of the children are female, forcing them to not only endure the... It's kind of bad to go from a joke into this next line.
Yep.
40% of the children are female, forcing them to not only endure the unimaginable working conditions, but sexual assaults as well.
Okay, now.
This information has chilling implications for the Oompa Loompas in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
I can't have the chocolate.
Oh, so slavery was fine, but sexual assault, all of a sudden you have a problem.
And slaves.
Of a female kid, yeah.
Oh, wait,
I
And
know.
slaves?
they're
Fuck 'em.
abusing girls too? Fuck chocolate.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'll eat it, just not on air.
It's like all those politicians
that
that'll
Beat
rail
that,
against
yeah.
homosexuality while they're going to a hotel to
Exactly.
smoke crack and get fucked by a male prostitute.
Exactly.
Looking at you, Mitch McConnell. The work would be difficult and dangerous for adults, but it's especially so for a child whose motor skills are still developing. Daily chores include clearing new areas for planting, climbing trees to retrieve the pods, and transporting burlap sacks filled with beans through thick jungles. These sacks often weigh over 100 pounds. And you're talking about like somewhere between the age of 5 and 16 being forced to carry these sacks around. And a quote from a survivor of one of these chocolate farms said, and I quote, "Some of the bags were taller than me. It took 2 people to put the bags on my head. And if you didn't move fast enough, you were beaten." And that's how you motivate a kid. That's how my parents motivated me.
Yes.
Oh no, I'll definitely get in trouble for doing an accent on that one. Now you make me want to go back and do it, but I'm not going to do it.
Why not, Coop? I don't understand.
Because we're talking about child slaves getting beaten.
Just do like a higher pitched voice.
Well,
we put 2 bags on.
There's no indication that it was a little girl it was a child, but there was no indication that it was a girl.
What was the accent? It was just going to be a kid accent?
Kid accent, with the little, like...
It was going to be like a Wakanda
maybe a little
accent.
bumbaclot mixed in.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
A little bumbaclot in there. Yeah.
Just kidding. Okay, go.
Some of these bags were taller than...
No, I said continue with the what you read.
I'm drinking for that.
We didn't say do it. I said, like, do...
God, you're racist.
Finish what you're saying.
I didn't even get to the part where I was going to punctuate it with the N-word, so you guys saved me. The children on the farms are exposed to dangerous equipment and hazardous chemicals on a daily basis. Chainsaws and machetes are tools of the trade, leaving most of the children with scars or missing appendages. The pesticides, which they are forced to apply to the pods without any protective equipment, are highly carcinogenic. Those who survive to escape the ordeal face lifelong reproductive issues and an increased risk of cancer. So even if you get out of the job, you're still going to be fucked. You're like missing limbs or fingers or something like that.
Or you got raped.
Can't have any kids. You're definitely going to have psychological damage. Like there's
already
no getting out of this clean. Yeah, this is coming from like Hershey's.
Yeah,
Hershey's, Nestle, Mars. They're the 3 biggest contributors to child slavery in Africa in terms of chocolate production.
And in child
this is stuff that you
general,
find
right?
like you see shit everywhere from those 3 companies. There's a bunch of stuff from those 3 companies that you wouldn't even know.
And this is a fact. You're not fucking with us.
And we were going to
this
boycott
is 100% true.
PepsiCo or something because they gave $15,000 to Republican whatever.
Yeah.
And we were like, boycott Pepsi. Reading the Hershey's.
Yeah, it is fucking ridiculous. Well, child slavery is okay, but you are not going to go against my political party.
It's not in your face enough.
True.
You know?
And, there's actually
is not.
There's a reason for that because it's very hard to determine what's being produced by these companies, and as I'll get into.
And they've
now.
got lots of money to hide it.
Along with the frequent beatings, mutilation, and poisoning, the children are given just enough food to keep them alive, generally in the form of corn paste and bananas, which that sounds like a very filling meal right there.
Yuck.
At the end of the day, they are locked inside wooden shacks where they sleep on bare floors with no cushions or blankets. Luckily, it is Africa, so at least it's kind of warm, but then you're also getting eaten by mosquitoes that have malaria, and you're still sleeping on either a wooden or
frogs,
dirt floor.
Poisonous spiders, poisonous birds.
And I'm sure
penises.
that some of those other some of those other kids that have been there for a little bit longer than you, they've already snapped, and you have to try and sleep around them.
Yeah,
they're grown up in slavery, and there's machetes all over the place. There's fucked up stuff that happens on these farms, like even just between the children.
This hat seems inappropriate right now. You know?
Yeah. Or maybe
because I'm like, oh, Valentine's special.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, happy.
Yeah.
Bringing chocolate.
Valentine's, I'm bringing in chocolate. You guys are like, guess what?
Guess what?
Well, that's what I said before we started recording the episode. Is I was so happy that you brought in a heart-shaped box of chocolate.
Yeah, it was perfect, and I didn't even know.
So long story short, there are dogs in America that have better lives than the children who work on these farms. And much like dogs,
give you your chocolate.
Much like dogs, they will also never get to taste the chocolate themselves. The majority of these kids who spend all of this time harvesting the cocoa beans never get to eat chocolate in their lives.
Never even have it once.
Nope.
They don't have it like the finished product.
Not the finished product. Yeah. I mean, you can try to eat the raw cocoa beans, but that tastes like shit.
That's actually not. That's more like cocaine, isn't it?
Different plant.
That's
but
cocoa
probably
leaf.
tastes
Leaf, right?
tastes just about as good. Because have you ever had like baker's cocoa? It's pretty much just like
baker's cocoa
or baker's chocolate. It's like powderized cocoa that has.
Is that made by slave children
too? Flavor,
well, yeah, it's cocoa. Yeah, it has no sweetening because to make chocolate you have to like extract the chocolate liqueur and you mix it with some type of butter fat and go through that whole process, and that actually makes it palatable. The cocoa bean by itself.
Disgusting.
It's bitter. It tastes like shit. So they're
the
not
cocoa
getting
bean...
any Nestle's chocolate or any of these Lindt chocolate balls.
So the cocoa bean makes chocolate, which is for love. The cocoa leaf makes cocaine, which makes you feel
love.
Makes you feel love. It's a weird connection.
I never drew that distinction between the two of them. Two completely different plants on two completely different continents, but there's this strange connection
ever made a
between
contribution like that before?
That might be the most on-topic observation that Joel's ever made on the show.
But also both have children slaves.
Also, both have child slavery involved.
Whoa, Joel.
Yeah, the coca leaves, they use children slaves as well.
And then he just like snaps.
Cocaine.
He's like,
what's a coca leaf?
Goes back to like Joel, where he's like, what? But wait a minute. Yeah.
So cocaine and chocolate are star-crossed lovers. They're the Romeo and Juliet of the.
I have to drink because
of the child slavery world.
What?
Like I made fun of it.
Okay, well, I'll drink for that too. Well, you didn't have to tell the audio listeners about it.
Exactly. That's a whole another group.
So I should drink again then.
Yep.
And describe the hand gesture you just made.
I think
it was
they get it.
It was the retard hand gesture.
Right. You know the one.
They call it the retard salute.
Yeah, you definitely did it.
Drinking
like that.
a lot.
Drinking a lot.
I still have shit to do today. Of all the companies guilty of knowingly purchasing cocoa from farms which utilize child slaves, Mars, Hershey's, and Nestle are by far the most egregious offenders. If you can't stomach the idea of putting money in the pockets of these shitbirds, good luck boycotting them. Nestle alone owns over 8,500 brands in 80 different countries, so keeping track of them all would require you to carry around like a fucking spreadsheet. And that's one company out of the three, and those aren't even the only three that utilize
and they
child
don't
slavery.
Even just make chocolate.
Exactly.
They make food and water and everything.
That's what he just said.
Have you had a Snickers recently? Because that money went to Mars Incorporated. If you drink a nice refreshing bottle of Arrowhead water, you bought it from Nestle, who in turn stole it from farmers in California, creating droughts and forcing some farms to lose their land and business.
Yeah.
Are there a lot
McDonald's.
Are there a lot of slave children in
in
Northern California?
McDonald's, Loros.
Loros.
Cheetos.
I love that restaurant.
Cheetos.
I'm not giving it up, but tons of child slaves in the back.
Yeah, with that brisket.
That's where the brisket comes from.
Yeah, well, just the hands.
Children.
Yeah.
That's
They're
where
the only ones that can kind of, their hands can get in there and get that brisket.
Oh, I
out.
thought you were saying that.
Oh, it
They
was?
don't
I'm
It's
saying
the children.
once the kids get too old,
Like
once the kids get too old and they get
Soylent
fattened
Green,
up a
yeah.
bit, then they go into the slow cooker and the other children have
Right.
to pull them out.
No.
That's why it's so tender. That's why I'm never going to stop going to Loros.
Yep.
If you think that fancy packaging on Crave brand beef jerky means it was made by well-meaning hipsters, you're absolutely wrong, because that's a subsidiary of the Hershey's company.
What's it
It'd
called?
be easier
Hershey.
to say like brands that they didn't own.
It would probably be a shorter,
Yeah.
a much shorter list, because I didn't even know until a few
what
years
is it,
ago.
Fanta?
No, well,
No,
Fanta is
that's
owned by
like
Nazis.
Pepsi.
Oh.
Oh. Yes. Everyone
It was
knows
created by Nazis.
Yeah.
True story.
What's the drink that
Fanta,
the Juggalos drink?
Fago. Fago is the
Fago?
only
Fuego.
Fago. F-A-G-O.
Fago? Or I thought it was Fuego.
No, that's Spanish for fire.
I'm
There are
Back.
no juggalos that
Mexican.
speak Spanish.
that. He's back, Coop. He's back.
So you can drink Fago and eat Fago
Fago is the only ethically sourced soda in the world.
because it's made by Juggalos.
And maybe RC Cola, but I'm sure RC probably goes back to the Nazis also, because almost everything else does.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fanta was created so Nazis could continue to enjoy soda without purchasing from American companies like Coke or Pepsi. So yeah, those Wanna
How do you
those
know that?
it's like
Wanna Fanta
so-
commercials with the
Yeah.
happy dancing girls, Nazis. All
That
Nazis.
makes Are you being serious?
Yeah, no,
My
I'm
kids
Is it
love
actually
I'm
true?
Fanta.
no, I'm dead serious. Fanta was created so Nazis could drink soda. I'm
best
I'm
soda,
like
too.
I'm kind of
It's the-
squishing down the
it's
whole
the
story a
best
little
soda.
bit, but long story short, if you drink Fanta, you're a straight up Nazi.
What about Coca-Cola?
That's the shitty thing about Nazis is like everything they do and
All
make
the good
is
shit
good.
came from them. Hugo
Yeah.
Boss,
Their
Yeah.
helmets are cool.
Bayer. Have you ever taken any medication from Bayer? I guarantee you that you have,
the
because Bayer's a
best.
pharmaceutical company
Do
that
they
makes a
make
lot of
ibuprofen?
different,
Right?
drugs.
Sure.
Well, Bayer also happens to be one of the producers of Zyklon B, which they used to gas the Jews at the concentration camps.
Oh.
Hugo, like I was saying, Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss,
the
my
reason
favorite
Nazis
suit.
looked so good,
Yep.
had such nice suits, is because they were made by a very talented designer. So Hugo Boss made the Nazi uniforms. Volkswagen was literally created to be the car company of the Nazis. So all these basic bitches you see driving around in Jettas, they're Nazis.
Yeah. You know, from where I'm sitting, it's just hard not to like them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you hear all that, because then you go, oh no, I mean, don't do that.
You can't like them, but
you
fuck,
can't like them, but like.
Well, also, I mean, this is a little off topic, but do either one of you enjoy using any telecommunications of some sort, like the internet or telephones, or do
we enjoy it?
Do you benefit from anything that requires a satellite?
Oh yeah.
No, hold on.
Yeah, we hate
Sorry,
it.
Joel's taking a phone call.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That technology also came from the Nazis through Operation Paperclip, where we took a bunch of like former Nazi scientists from Germany and smuggled them out of the country to stop them from being tried for war crimes, so we could utilize their knowledge to create the modern space program as we know it. America wouldn't have gotten to the moon if it weren't for Nazi scientists.
At what point can we just forgive? Oh, sorry.
Forgive the Nazis?
And just start being.
I forgave them a long time ago.
No. It's like a.
It was part of my indoctrination in the Hitler Youth.
You don't have to forgive them. You just accept what they did as a mistake.
Like, I won't eat the chocolate.
Well, actually, Joel's right. You accept that it's a mistake because who hasn't had a little whoopsie and killed 6 million people in concentration camps? We've all been there.
It feels like they're sorry.
I
mean, if you're insane, you're going to do a lot of good and a lot of bad.
I mean, now it seems like they're sorry because Germany's doing its very best to also sweep all that shit under the carpet and pretend that it never happened. But if I slaughtered millions and millions of people, I would most likely try to just gloss over that fact also as I move forward. But at the same time,
it was a different time.
You know, we had different values back then. There's these cultural different. I need to drink for that too. Shit.
You know, but it's just like cancel culture. You know what I mean?
You could compare Nazis to like Michael Jackson.
No joke. I was actually about to say separate
kids.
the art from the artist.
Yeah. He fucked a bunch of kids.
So the Nazis killed a few million people, started a world war. Right. We got to go to space for it.
Yeah, like look at all the stuff after that.
And we got cell phones.
And we got the Volkswagen Beetle, especially the new one. Who's going to give up the new Volkswagen Beetle?
Lashes, when they put the lashes on the front.
Exactly.
Gosh, I love when they put those lashes on there.
It's like to make an omelet.
No, nobody does.
To make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs.
Fuck Nazis.
Yeah,
because of the lashes.
Volkswagen bugs.
Because of that green, that lime green VW, right? The newer one with the lashes.
Holy
and the
shit.
the little flower in the dash.
You are I completely changed my opinion.
It's done.
Nazis, and I don't even
the
care
entire
about
Nazi party.
I almost was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like
almost got tricked.
Yeah.
I'll eat the chocolate.
And that's what happens with them. It's like, oh, I'll go into the chamber. Yeah. And then you're like, no. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a naughty daddy who rapes his kids, but he makes cool fucking posters of drawings and stuff that are cool.
What in the fuck?
Or something like that.
Exactly.
Wait, that's my dad.
What?
Never mind.
You had a sexual daddy?
No wonder you say "fuck you, Dad" so often.
Fuck you, Dad, for raping me every day when I was a child.
Oh yeah, your dad's the opposite of that.
Yeah, he is, but he is a Nazi.
Right.
Full blown.
He
looks really good for his age. I mean, he must have been like 2 years old when he got into the Hitler Youth. Yeah. Like right at the tail end of the war too.
Youth?
No, not anymore. They kicked me out because they found out that I've got like
1/16th. Yeah. Of like, no.
Well, I mean, like I've said on the show before, I'm Cherokee Indian also.
Yeah, you could tell.
And that's what ended up. Yeah, I look
and
exactly
Neanderthal.
like.
If you turn your face sideways,
The Neanderthal.
Look at that forehead, dude.
Yeah. You could set your drink on there.
You could set a hard AF
very
on that
Cro-Magnon.
forehead.
Yeah.
Very, very much so. So, in conclusion, if you are one of the lucky people who have a significant other to spend today with, remember that the heart-shaped box of chocolates you gave them is filled with the blood of child slaves, and that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you look at them is a chemical reaction created by your brain to encourage you to pass on your genetic information. On the other hand, if you are one of the many people spending the holiday alone, don't feel left out. You can get the same experience by smoking a bunch of crack and abusing a kidnapped child. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Oh my
Happy
God.
Valentine's Day.
Cool.
Scientifically accurate.
Yeah.
Kidnap a child, force it to do labor, beat the shit out of it, smoke
cocaine.
a bunch of crack.
Right.
Congratulations, you're in love on Valentine's Day.
And this is why
No
I always
difference in the
say, like,
experience.
talk about that kind of stuff when you're past it. Because can you imagine doing, like, I never talk about shit that's going on, like, while it's happening, because it gets so much more tragic, right? Like, if you did that episode the way you were feeling, right? But once you're past it and you're like, oh yeah, Nazis, right? Then
Well, yeah, we're all past.
now we can, like, talk about it.
We've all moved on from the Holocaust at this point.
Sure.
Tragedy
But, like,
plus time equals
depressing
comedy.
Episode.
Yeah, very depressing episode. I actually have
Should
found.
we do some cocaine now?
I have found very, very little information about Valentine's Day that isn't traced back to something
Depressing.
that's fucking depressing.
And find me one person that, like, loves it. Oh, you know what my favorite holiday is? Oh, you know what day I love? Nobody.
If anyone
Even
loves
you,
Valentine's
you're like,
Day, you should. It's a red flag.
Yeah.
I would
Be
say that's a
careful.
major red flag.
You know what my favorite? It's just the best time of year is Valentine's. You're like, no, get away.
Well, no, and so in some more rural areas, it becomes like a family holiday. But
Yes.
in more populated, civilized areas, it's not so much a family
Sure.
Fuck
holiday.
Valentine's
It's
Day,
about
dude.
couples.
Right.
Fuck
It's about
Valentine's
couples. It's about one-upping. It's about Instagram. Don't look on Instagram if you're not with someone, right? Like that kind of stuff.
All
Where it's
all
just
that
like-
shit's gonna start coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the photos.
Nobody's going to
You're
be
gonna
happy.
post one.
Yep.
Ross will post one.
I won't. Thankfully, we don't do any like serious posts like that. So it'll be something where it's like,
It'll be
you
Happy
know.
Valentine's Day, babe, and it'll just be Ross and you're cropped.
yeah, something like that. Thankfully, because it's just.
I think that's a much better sign of love is not taking it super seriously.
Yes.
You don't have to make any like grand, extravagant gestures to understand that that the two of you love. Well, the two of you have settled for each other, and you're both okay with that.
Well, we're with each other. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. But yeah, exactly.
I like the idea that now I can go eat some chocolate and be like, yeah.
Fuck those
Kids.
kids.
Slave
Fuck
maidens
those
for me.
kids.
Let's go eat some slave children food.
You feel like a plantation owner back in the 1700s, like, this is the
fun.
life.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I'm gonna drink
fun.
against that. All right, let's get out of here. Fuck,
All right.
So fuck Valentine's Day, right?
Oh, are we done? Sorry, I thought we were done.
Are we?
How many times have you done this before, Jesse? Did
I
you
know, I'm
did you
sorry.
see any?
Do you want to plug
I
something?
See or hear any outro, like
Hear
any
the
closing to the
outro?
episode? We're just going to leave
You know
all
what
the
problem
listeners
is
with blue
hard AF?
balls.
It makes you fucking mean.
You want to be a drunk asshole?
I want to be a
There
drunk
it is.
asshole like you. So nice before, and then all of a sudden.
Okay, yeah. Just since we've got some stuff to do after this, we'll go ahead and close it out. Thank you all for joining us again this week. Happy Valentine's Day. This episode does come out on Valentine's Day, so for all the people
Happy
that
Valentine's Day.
are sitting at home alone, it's probably for the best. For all the people that are with their significant other, enjoy the fights this evening. Enjoy all the money that you spent on this corporate holiday. Join us again next week. Not sure what the topic's going to be yet, but we'll come up with something fun. That's it for this episode of the Iconoblast podcast. My name is Matt Cooper. That is Joel Benner.
What's up?
We are once again graced by the presence of the podcast queen, Jessie Wiseman.
Thank you. Thanks for saying what I told you to say.
And we are, as always, reminding you that chocolate is made by child slaves.
Don't kill yourself.
Kill yourself.